What's going on YouTube? Trucking the light here. One more time, guys and gals and girls. Yeah. Anyway, guys, today I got something I want to talk about. Me touching on I went to a weigh station one time, and it ended up too good for me. But it goes to show that, well, actually it did end up good for me, but it could have went bad. It could have went left. I wanted to, like, I'm gonna stick to my house and my car videos, but sometimes I'm in the truck. Like I'm in the truck right now. I wanted to show something today, guys. I wanted to share a story, but also too, I got two things going. There's supposed to be like a snowstorm coming in today, so I'm trying to, I guess I'm gonna call myself trying to beat the snowstorm before I get into crazy. You know, once the snow come in, it, you know, things slow down tremendously, man. Plus, it's supposed to get like super duper cold, like in a -6 for the regular temps. With the wind chill, probably about -20, something like that. I want to be somewhere in a crib somewhere before all that stuff start happening, you know. Right now, I'm trying to beat it. I got a couple moves I got to do, and they'll let me over, brother. They'll let me over, driver. So I thought I'd show this, man, like why I'm still in the truck, cause as you all know, your boy gonna be out the truck soon. Sooner than you know, than what some people want. But hey, man. But yeah, I'm gonna try to see how this goes. I'm gonna vlog this, guys. Shout out to the subscriber who asked me about a day in the life video. I'm saying that's a day in the life, but it's actually a day. Yes, it is a day in the life. I'm trying to beat a snowstorm, man. If I told you guys, you're on opera, you gotta kill what you eat, man. So anyway, all the subscribers who wanted to see this, shout out to you guys. Cause you know, I figured, man, why not? I can do some everything on the channel right now, right? But anyway, all right, guys, stay tuned. Don't you hate that, guys, when you pull to a customer, you go waste all that time, get to the customer, and they tell you the load canceled. So I get to my customer, the load is canceled. So now, I go to my next move. The snow's starting to come down now. You guys can see it a little bit. So the snow's starting to come a little bit. It ain't full force yet. I got a couple hours before they say it's supposed to start blasting out real bad. So let me get up the road and try to get this next move done, man, before the snow get crazy. And we'll go from there. All right, guys, stay tuned. All right, guys, so, man, look. I found the trailer, man, but the good thing is I found the trailer, but let's check it out, man. It's a little beat up right here. You might see that. You know, it might be bad for some people. But, hey, man, the trailer good. I didn't beat the snow, guys. It ain't super bad yet, man, but it caught me, man. I thought it was supposed to start like later on, but as you can see, snow caught me. Either way it goes, it don't even matter, man. I'm out here to do what I gotta do. If it get too dangerous, it don't even matter at this point, guys. I gotta do what I gotta do, but if it get too dangerous, then you know, you gotta call it one. It's supposed to get like super cold, man. The temperature drop right now. It's supposed to get like -6 or something tonight or something this morning, early in the morning. We're supposed to start around this evening time, around 6 o'clock, so now I gotta just try to take my time in this stuff. I gotta go get a live load done, and then I got a couple moves after that, but I'm gonna be in the thick of it by then, man. So hopefully traffic ain't too bad, cause it's too crazy. So that you gotta call it one, man, but been dealing with snow a long time. For you those who don't deal with the snow, there you go. Snow for your cheeks, man. I see you guys comment, man. Like I say, why I'm still in the truck, I do want to still make sure that I kind of want to fulfill both audiences that watch my channel. Everybody not about business all the time, you know what I'm saying? I know some business people on here too, business truckers on here too, but also too, while I'm still in the truck, I decided, you know, I still vlog, you know, since stuff like this. From time to time, not a lot, but from time to time, like right now, I'm trying to beat the snow with a snowstorm. It ain't crazy yet, but I ain't beat nothing, man. I don't know it. Either way it goes. So I thought I'd shoot this because, you know, I know some guys especially who live in the warmer states, they don't deal with stuff like this. So they don't even know how I feel to even attempt to drive and stuff like this, you know. So I figured, man, this would be a good video to help out with, you know, in the masses as a whole, period. You know what I'm saying? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just make sure I'm able to get out with this. Like I said, I did a video when our storage was on an empty box, so I don't know what's going on with this one. Hopefully I'm able to get out. If I am, get to the customer. Hopefully they don't hold me hostage. Hopefully they load me out quick so I can get up the road, go drop this off and get to my next moves, you know. But we'll see how I go, man, because, you know, the snow caught me, man. And it's coming down pretty thick too, man. So, you know, I believe it is a snowstorm coming, so. But hey, man, I've been in Chicago all my life, man. I'm used to it, guys. Unfortunately. Well, it's fortunately, but unfortunately. I don't know, I'm gonna leave that alone. Anyway, all right, guys, stay tuned. So, all right, YouTube, finally made it to the customer over here. Usually when I come to this customer, usually it's like not a lot of trucks here. And we use like a specific doorway for intermodal at this customer. And usually nobody's here. Okay, guys, I don't know if you guys can see all the snow coming down. Not the one on the ground, but it's coming down. Coming down pretty doggone bad right now. You know, it's coming down nice. You know what I'm saying? Nice. It ain't white out, but it's, you know, I can see that they got some beefy to it, you know. So anyway, man, I don't know, man. I go here. Now this could throw me off. Cause I figured I'd be, you know, kind of like out the door. Maybe an hour out of this customer tops, maybe, because they're pretty fast. It's one of the places where they load you, especially if you do LTL, especially if you do intermodal work at this customer. They got like they stuff already pre-pulled. It's probably on the dock already, you know what I'm saying? So they load it up kind of easy, but it's a regular over the road dude down there in the door, man. Now who knows what he got going on? You know, I see some over the road dudes. He'd be here for a minute when he's in the door that I usually go into. So. I don't know how long he's been here. I don't know none of that, but I know if I'm here too long, let's go check out the rest of the day, man. It ain't too bad right now. So I'm used to this, don't get me wrong, but you don't want to be out here driving this like in deep snow and slippery stuff if you ain't got to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm already out here though, man. This kind of do a little different on my plans. I had some other moves I got to do after this, but I forgot my shovel too, man. That's another thing too. If you got a truck, keep a shovel. Especially if you in the Midwest or East area where they get a lot of snow, keep a shovel on you, man. And some people use cat litter. I usually use salt. I just keep salt on me on my truck. I ain't got neither one. I'm so naked right now. But anyway, man, all right, guys, let me go ahead and see what's going on with this customer, man. I'm looking in the mirror now, and I'm looking at the truck, hoping I see him just pull off and just leave. But his truck is comfortable, he'll be there a while. Anyway, it's a vlog, man. I told you guys, I really don't like doing vlogs like this, guys. But like I said earlier in the video, I figure since I'm still in the truck every now and again, I'll do something like this, man. You know, I'm also just getting away from the more so showing what I actually do, like fixing stuff and stuff like that. But I don't know, I'm procrastinating. I don't even want to go in the office. I hope they telling me they got another door I can go into. I'm hoping they say that, but that's the door we always go into. And I drove past the driver looking at him like, what you doing on my door, man? He looked at me like, that ain't my door, man. But anyway, all right, guys, stay tuned. All right, guys, I was talking to them. They was like, man, yeah, you could, they're like, it's like, well, you ain't supposed to be here for a couple more hours. You're still here early. I was like, man, look, I don't know what time I'm supposed to be here. I said, man, tell you what, I can drop the trailer and come back. They're like, you can drive it? I said, yeah. They're like, oh, no, hold on, no, wait, no, we can load them early. Some guy came on the radio. We can load them early. We got the load ready. Yeah, well, here's what the guy pull out down here. I was like, dang it, man. I could have dropped it. The other moves and came back, man. You know, by the time this thing you did got done, but hey, man, ain't for effort, baby. But anyway, let me get out here, wait, guys. I ain't gonna be able to beat the snow. I'm gonna try to beat the thick of it, man. But I ain't gonna be able to. I'm already caught, so it don't even matter at this point. So right now, wait for this guy to pull out. So anyway, guys, now I gotta wait for them to pull out. Who knows? This might put a real damper on the day, man. You know what I'm saying? What's new, right? Anyway, guys, you know something, man? With the whole YouTube journey thing, you know, I'm learning a lot doing this content and creating all this stuff. I know some guys don't care about this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. It's kind of hard, man. I understand how people with like TV shows and movies, how you gotta try to create a product or a service which is serving people in an emotional way. That's all movies and TVs is. You moving people to feel a certain way. That's what they call movies. They move people, right? So you figure that's that's kind of different than what content creators do on YouTube, some of us. But to be honest with you, man, this is like real life. I noticed something. You got somebody who actually just like do real stuff, real topics, and it ain't too flashy. A lot of people don't cling to it. You know what I'm saying? If it's dramatic or drama, a lot of people cling to it. Somehow negativity wins, man. But as a authentic YouTuber, as YouTubers or influencers or content creators, the ones who really genuinely authentic, man, I tell anybody out there, hold your guns, man. Stick to it, man. Don't, because it's so easy to say, you know what, man, I'm doing all this real stuff and showing real stuff, and I'm not getting attraction to somebody who I can see is like, they like commercial. You know, I look at some YouTubers or some people on the internet, rather. Some are like more commercial rappers, and no offense to commercial rappers, I'm just using this as an example. And then some like underground rappers. The underground rappers don't get as much play or much pull because they underground, you know. But the commercial rappers get more push because they got people backing them, you know what I'm saying, to push them. That's how I look at some content creators. So you can't always look at a view count. I'm gonna say this real quick, I'm gonna get to the point of the video, guys. You can't always look at the view count and then judge the character or the person that you're watching. Now, a good judge of character comes into play when you deal with enough people. You kind of sense, okay, they genuine, okay, they off. Nah, they just trying to do this for likes, or for the views, for content, right? But the ones who actually really dropping. I saw this one YouTube video. This guy dropped some major gems, man. I mean, and I fact checked them. I went to look some stuff up, and it was facts. The views were so low. I'm like, man, how many people missing out on these right here? But you know why they missing out on it? Because it was boring and it was not entertaining. But there was so many jewels being dropped in it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I just want to say that, guys. So any content creators out there who everybody trying to aspire to do YouTube or trying to do any genre of I call it edutainment. You know, like when you out here trying to make content to push a message, a positive message, something that's more informative and helpful and help people actually get about the situations, or as I say, get about the jams. And you might not be getting as much traction as you think you should. Just hold to your guns, man. Just stick to it. This is a long game. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I digress. I went to a weigh station, rather, right? And it was like before a holiday or something like that. It was like I figured that this was back in my days when I was working 6 days a week. So I said, you know what, man? If I work this day, a lot of people ain't gonna be out here working, you know, because they trying to gear up for the holidays or whatever, right? Man, I get out there. It wasn't a lot of people out there working, man. But one time, I figured I'd be able to just fly up on the radar, get up on there, make all the monies for the day, all the monies. And I was wrong, man. I was so wrong. The moves I had for that day didn't turn out right. And the one move I did, it almost cost me, man. Cause I went to a weigh station, right? Now, I figured they'd be closed. I'm just being honest. So you know, the day before, everybody trying to gear up for the holidays. What you doing open, man? So anyway, I pull up to it. It's open. I said, dang. I said, well, you know, I ain't that heavy. You know what I'm saying? I'm only about a good 20-some thousand pounds. At that time, I had like a light load or something. I think I had a load of I don't know, some chips or something, pop chips. Sometimes I had a load of something that was light, right? And cause I picked it up from the custom, and I was headed, you know, to terminate it. So I knew what was in there. But it was light load. I just figured, you know, skip it. I'm light anyway. I'm gonna go in here, right? And I went in there, and you know, usually they have like a straight lane. Like when you pull into the scale house over here, the area I'm talking about, the scale I'm talking about. I ain't gonna say what it is. I ain't trying to pinpoint nothing. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, I digress. Anyway, you pull in here, you got a bypass lane inside the scale house. You got the one until you go onto the scale, right? And so I said, well, I'm light, man. You know, cause they got scales on the road. You roll over the scale, they tell you which way to go. Go this way or go that way. Go to bypass or go on the scale, right? Right. So imagine when you talk. Everybody know whoever drove for a while or whoever experienced this. You already know, you be on the phone or something. You be doing something, and then you see the arrow turn. You see that arrow turn X, like a turn to a red. Like you got to go this way. You get the arrow to go on the scale. Whatever you got going on, it stops. So if you're talking on the phone, you're like, hold on, man, I'm going in. If you're talking to somebody on the phone, you're like, hold on, I'm going in. They're like, going in where? I'm going in the place. They already know what you're talking about, right? If they drivers. I'm going in the coupe. And so I was like, dang. So I had to, you know, I had to like get my bearings together. I slowed down. I was so nervous, man. It was like a huge stop sign on the building, right? Or like by the building. It was somewhere on that side. There's a huge stop sign, right? I was so nervous that I just drove. I seen the stop sign, but I ain't stopped. All I seen was the stop sign, but I seen the scales. I said, well, they both right here. You know, I guess what you want me to do? So I said, Skip, I'm like, anyway, let me get on these scales so I can wait to get out of here real quick, right? Man, tell me why I pull on the scale and I put on the scale. I blew the stop sign. I put on the scale, and that scale weigh you back. I think it was like a single. I think it weighed per axle. It didn't weigh the whole thing like a cat scale. It didn't do that. You think it weighed like tandems or axle weight? I think it did each axle, right? So anyway, I seen the stop sign, I seen the scales, I seen the sign, and it tell you how to stop. Like it tell you where to stop, what axle to stop, and blah 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 blah. Right? But I was so out of it, I blew the stop sign, and I pulled forward, and I'm looking up there because up top it got like arrows tell you where to stop or tell you if you go ahead, right? So I see the arrows, it just says stop, right? So I just pull one axle on there and I stop. I'm looking, right? I'm looking. And then I don't hear nothing. I say, oh man, I think I pulled too far forward. So I back up. I'm looking in the mirror like this, I'm backing up, and I stop. I'm looking forward like this. And the window for the coupe is like right there, right? It's like right there. And I can feel them looking at me, man. I don't want to look over there, but I can feel them looking at me, right? I can feel it, right? But I ain't looking. So I'm just trying to work out whatever got going on over here so they can let me go. I ain't got to look at them, right? So I said, I back up, and I'm like, the light's still red. I said, dang. Now I looked to the side and said, roll down your window. I said, oh man, roll down my window. So I rolled down my window, and then I sat there for a minute. Nothing, right? I said, Skip, I think I'm too far back. So I pulled back forward. And then I was like, I stopped on the last axle on my drive tires. I was like, and I sat there and looked. I looked. X still red. So I said, Skip it, I think I'm too far forward. So I back up again. I'm going back and forth on the scale, right? And it's only me in there, right? And there's nobody else in there. And they ain't saying nothing. It's a speaker right there. They just looking at me go back and forth. So I got tired of going back and forth, so I just sat still for a minute. And then I was just like, man, I don't know what to do, man. Skip it, I'm just gonna sit here, right? All I heard was, pull around back, driver. And let's just say the voice wasn't so nice. It didn't sound like a friendly voice. And it sounded like that grandma voice, come over here and eat some cookies, honey. I want you to come on around back and eat some cookies. And it ain't sound like that. So anyway, I said, dang, I think I messed up, right? So I sat on the scale for a minute. So if I keep sitting here, man, they gonna come out and get me. But the door right there, like I gotta put around back, man. So anyway, I pull around the back. I'm the only one in there, man. I'm the only guy. As a matter of fact, I ain't hardly see no trucks out there. My assumption was right. There wasn't a lot of trucks out there today. But anyway, I get over there and I put around back. I'm sitting in the back just looking like, man, I gotta do something, man. I gotta do something, guys. I'm like, man, I don't want to go up in here, man. This guy don't sound too happy. So mind you, I had like a bunch of like, this is a rule of food for thought. All your permits, your cab cards, your insurance, and all that stuff, and all this stuff, you gotta keep it all in one folder, man, because it can get pretty ugly, man, on roadside or in the coupe if you ain't got that stuff organized, right? They start writing all type of stuff, man. A little food for thought. So anyway, my stuff wasn't in the folder. It was all over the truck. Well, it was like in one compartment of the truck, but it was mixed in with bills, it was mixed in with PODs. So I didn't have time to go through all that stuff to look. You gotta keep that stuff. You gotta keep a record of the PODs and bills for a certain period of time. So I kept it all. It was all neatly in one place, but it was all in one place. That's the question. It was all in at one place. So I had time to go through all of the paperwork to see which one was my cab card, which one was my insurance. So I just grabbed the whole stack of whatever it was, right? J1s, I grabbed everything, right? And I go in, man. I go in there because I was in the back looking for that stuff for a nice little, I was sitting back there for a nice little minute, but I was also trying to look for paperwork for a nice little minute. I said, eventually you'll get more peed off and they'll come out here and get me and do some things to me, right? So I said, I got to go in. Let me just get it over with, right? So I go in, man. The one scale master was looking at me. Guys, if looks could kill, the looks he gave me, because he was already mad because I was jacking up his scale, right? So I go around the back, and I'm sitting back there for a minute, not going in, I'm trying to find paperwork and just sitting there thinking like, man, I don't want to go in here. And so by the time I got in there, he was on 80. If he was like on 10 for the scale situation, he was definitely close to 100 by the time I got in the office, right? Inside the coop. So I go in there, right? I'm like, dang, man, I don't know what to do with this, man. So I come in, I got all these papers in my hand, and he looking at me, and I'm walking in, I'm looking at him, I'm like, I was like, man, I don't know what to say. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he gonna ask for. I don't know what he coming around back. I knew I was jacking up the scale, going back and forth, but I ain't know the magnitude of damage I've done, right? So anyway, I get up in there, and he was like, license. No, give me a license. Is what he said. Give me a license, right? I said, okay, sir. They put out my papers, a couple of my papers on your desk first. You're like, sure, right? You see, he was so heated, man. And I was like, I put my papers down. Here's the crazy part, guys. My papers, they was like kind of in a stack, but it wasn't neat. You know what I'm saying? They was like a corner over here, corner over there. I had them all in one stack, but it wasn't a neat stack, right? So when I put the papers on the desk, the wind from when the papers hit, man, some papers went on his side of the desk, some papers went on my side of the desk, papers all on the counter. The papers fell, he looked down, he like, I'm like, oh man. I'm like, my bad, man. And like, hey, he like, license. There was papers papers everywhere, right? So I reach in my pocket to get my wallet, right? And I'm like, I'm trying to get him my license. He looking at me like, it went from a look of, I know hindsight stuff is funny, man, but it wasn't funny then, right? It went from a look of disgust and anger to a look of like, this guy's confused, right? The way he's looking at me, he looking at the papers, he looking at me like, and then he asked me a question. He asked me one simple question, guys. While I was going to my pocket to get the wallet, he said, you don't know what's going on right now, do you? I was like, no. He said, yeah, I could tell. He said, I was upset when you first got in, but I could look at you and tell you don't know what's going on. He said, man, you know what's happening right now? I said, yeah, I'm in this way station. I said, my papers all on your floor. He was like, yeah, that's evident. As a matter of fact, hold off on your license. Hold off. I said, get these papers up. He told me to pick the papers up, right? So I said, can I come on the side of the counter? He said, yeah, come over here and pick up your papers. These are your papers, right? So I'm picking them all up. His bills all on the ground. He like, where's your insurance and stuff at? Is it in here? I said, yeah, it's in here somewhere. I said, I know they're in this stack, but I just don't know where. But we can find it. I can find it, but give me a few minutes. He like, he sat there. He took a couple steps back. He looked at me. He was like go around the other side of the counter, right? Yeah, wait, stop. He said, stop. He told me to stop whatever I was doing because I was trying to get the wallet out, trying to get my wallet out still. And, everything to go along with it, right? Man, after all that was said and done, he was like, man, you know what? He said, I'm going to tell you what you did. Clearly, I can see, he's a word. He said, I'm oblivious. He said something to the fact of what was going on. Anyway, he said some word. I was like, wow, all I was listening for was, fine, you can let me DOT you. That's all I'm listening for. I'm not listening. All he was saying was, you oblivious to what's going on, right? I like, well, yeah. He was like, man, this is what you did. He said, man, look, you ran my stop sign. That's the first thing. That's why I had you sit on there. Then you had the nerve to go back and forth on my scale. It clearly says, do not back up. Don't back up. But you decided you gonna back up. And so, not once, not twice, but at least 3 times you backed up, went back and forth, right? I'm like, yeah, I did do that. I said, but you know what? What I was trying to do, he said, no, hey, you ain't gotta say none of that. You ain't gotta say none of that. He said, matter of fact, come here, let me show you something. So he took me around the counter again. We walked to the window to look at the scales, right? He said, man, look, I see you don't know what's going on. I believe you because I feel you're a genuine person because all my stuff was on the desk and on the floor. And he was like, well, I got the stuff up on his side of the table, but my stuff was still on my side of the table and still on the floor. We didn't get to that because you trying to figure out what's going on. Well, I was trying to figure out what's going on. So he walked me to the window. He said, you see these scales? Look at that. You see that? I'm gonna give you another shot to get your papers and stuff up, right? Get all that up. I'm gonna have you come back around because you technically wasn't overweight. Because when you was sitting still, I did see your weight and you're not heavy. So I already know you ain't overweight, but you gotta stop on the scale right. What you gonna do first is pull around, stop. Wait till I tell you to proceed forward. Then you come forward and get on the scale. Think you can do that? I was like, yeah. He's like, cool. Get your papers. Get all this stuff up, and then you come back around the scale, guys. So, man, anyway, guys, man, the Lord was with me that day, boy. I tell you, man. He told me all the violations I did, what he could write me on, what the problem I could have, if he really want to do that, really want to go there with me. And I was like, man, I feel you, officer. All I want to do is just go home, man. I went out here trying to make some extra money, and it almost cost me more money than I was making for that day. You know, because all that stuff that happened that day, right? But anyway, man, like I said, YouTube, man, I know these stories can help people out sometimes. This wasn't even a story times day type of vlog, but it was more of a vlog trying to beat this snow stuff. But man, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Sometimes stories help out, man. So anyway, that's it for this video, man. So anyway, alright, YouTube, hope this video is helpful. Give you a little understanding what's going on with you. That's just got this video. Peace.